In Houston's oldest Latino barrio, Magnolia Park, a quiet storm is brewing after a federal immigration officer took the life of Lorenzo Salgado Araujo last week. Salgado Araujo was a Mexican home builder, a father of three who had been part of this community for decades. The shooting happened near the spot where the makeshift memorial now sits, on a torn-up street that runs beside Canal Street. It's a place that's seen generations of families coming together for celebrations and struggles alike. After the incident, construction workers and landscapers in work shirts and dusty boots quietly walked to the memorial alone. They held rosaries and candles and draped Mexico soccer jerseys on the still empty benches, paying homage to the late builder's favorite team. The community's grief swirls and whispers rather than shouts. There's a heavy silence that hasn't been broken by shrill chants or confrontations that have taken place in other cities. The areas that once rang with neighborhood rallies have a hush that hisses with fear of what might happen next. Neil, a longtime resident, said he can't stand the sight of federal agents in county lines. He talked out loud but kept his story private, not wanting to expose himself to retaliation. The sense of terror is echoed in the kitchen of a family restaurant where TV screens alternate between World Cup thrill and footage of federal agents wrestling migrants to the ground. It's a harsh reminder of an operation that has already taken other lives across the country. In the half of the story that sounds like a different tone, locals point to a city they have lived in without legal status for about 30 years. San Juan, a 52-year-old cashier, works the night shift in a coffee shop, never seeing her customers or agency officials fear for their lives. One smile says that the community is no longer simply invisible but now painfully visible. Trim the last. A new line of tension is like a forced conclusion. Nothing is certain. Magnolia Park is home to more than 14,000 residents, many with family ties across the border. Some have legal status while others do not, and the older generations carry a legacy of discrimination that has forced the community to learn to be quiet, and still, the mourners have chosen to stay in the shadows. A spoken word wake is like a steady heartbeat. Greek prayers wrap around the sleek plastic flowers that sit in Mr. Salgado's memory. Municipal authorities have labeled this shooting as part of a presidential migration strategy, yet the reactions among residents are personal, terrifying, and raw. The community lacks the collective voice, yet they are all aware that they are all in the line for "this never happened, but it could." The city's leadership keeps the zip codes, and the people keep their dignity, held tightly to the truth of their story. And though the peace is quiet, the reflective energy is nothing less than a quiet fury that one might be geometrically and emotionally sensed within a room that has never known the roads of the past. In a small world, the music of their quiet protests keeps a high mute with a still and unshattered power that reflects the boundlessness of a world of threats in a very small powerless community that's well under the slashes of a crisis. That's the story as told by a world that's made history in a new wave of long-term indignant bare retentions to a strong sense under the economy. Thank you for listening.